Shout out to the EA Sports Game Changer program for allowing me to capture some early Madden 22 gameplay for you guys. Today we are in franchise mode. As you guys know, franchise mode has been finally revamped a bit for Madden 22. So today we're going to actually simulate a full season in a franchise with the Dallas Cowboys. We'll be going through the full 2022 campaign. I'm just going to be hitting advanced week. I'm actually going to be playing any of the games. You guys see all the settings we're going to be using before we hop into the franchise officially. And by the way, most of these clips are on ×2 speed, just because otherwise the video would be like 10 minutes longer for no reason. So just keep that in mind. If you guys want to slow anything down, just like, you know, slow down the video clip on YouTube and go, or even pause it and you can look through it on your own time. But just for the sake of time, we're going to be speeding through most of this, including we're looking at the talent trees here for our head coach, our offensive coordinator, our defensive coordinator, and even for player personnel. You guys see for the coordinators, you can boost stats for specific players. For the head coach, you can either help mainly it's just for helping development for players like XP and stuff like that. And then player personnel, pretty self-explanatory, their trades and contracts. The first move we're going to make, though, is we're going to fire our offensive coordinator simply because we can, and I want to see who we could actually rehire. Now, it looks like in the first season, you're not really going to have many options for coordinators, so we're actually going to hire back Bill Duncan. I'm sorry, man. I know you got a family to feed and stuff like that, and it was a little quick trigger there to fire you before we even played in preseason. So we are starting off here in preseason. The main way to gain stat points to boost your talent tree, I believe, is simply by winning games and by completing the coach objectives. You guys saw us scrolling through some of the coach objectives that you can choose from, so you could pick between whether you want to have like a pass heavy team or a run heavy team. You can pick between that, and same for head coaches. I actually didn't go through the head coach objectives, but those are there as well. So you guys see we are going through training. It's called weekly training, I believe it's called, and it basically replaces the previous form of training that has been in franchise mode the past couple of seasons. So instead of picking a drill that focuses on like 2 position groups on each side of the ball, you can now do what is called either full padded practice or half padded practice. So full padded practice increases your chances of injury. Half padded practice will decrease your XP gain, but you know, that's a risk versus reward kind of thing. You can either fully practice the starters, split the rest between starters and backups, or fully play the backups for each position group. So a lot of customization you can have there. So if you want to do full padded practice, but you don't want the quarterback getting his face busted up or anything, you know, you can protect Dak Prescott, put the backup Ben DiNucci in there, but Dak might not get as much XP, but he'll be doing fine as far as game day goes. So we're going through preseason here, and we see we've accumulated 25 stat points. That should be enough to make a purchase. First things first, we gotta cut our roster down to the 53-man roster. So sorry to those 21 guys that I didn't really pay attention to, just cut them real quick. So now we are here in the regular season, and we're going to make our preseason objective to make the playoffs. I think that is doable in the NFC East, given last season the NFC East winner, the Washington football team, finished 7-9, right? So here's our first cutscene here. These are like the long shot and face of the franchise cutscenes here that I've now added to franchise mode. Some pre-game actions going on here, where since we focus on the rushing attack, we now have to get 150 rushing yards in our week 1 game against the defending Super Bowl champions, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Thank you guys for that one. Thanks for making it easy. So you guys see we're going to make our first purchase here on our talent tree. One thing to note, one of the many settings we could do before we started the franchise mode was the talent tree cost or something it was called, right? So where basically we could boost or limit the amount of stat points we get, how quickly we get them. As a modifier, I put it on normal simply because I have no idea what happens if you put it on slower or faster. So we're just going to put it on normal and see what happens when you leave it on normal. Also, the sliders are all normal. I didn't touch any of the sliders, so injury sliders, all of that, they're going to be, I believe they're all set at 50 on default. Whatever they're on default, we have that on default. You see Amari Cooper's talking to us. He's surprised we lost to the defending Super Bowl champions. Not sure why you're that surprised, bro, but anyways, we'll simulate week 2 here, and we had a nice bounce back game against the Chargers. Our Dallas Cowboys are now 1-1. Of course, with the NFL switching to an 18-week schedule, 17 games. That's also reflected in franchise mode. So we're going to be going through the full 18 weeks of the regular season. Now, unfortunately, as you guys may know, the big scouting update that's going to be added into Madden 22, that's not going to be in the game for the first month at least. So obviously we don't have that in a like, this is an early build that like might be like July or June old or something like that. So it's definitely not on this build. So we're not going to be focusing on scouting simply because there is nothing new. I'm just going to put the scouting on auto, not going to worry about that, and we are going to make another purchase in our coaching tree. See, we started off on the player growth side, but I'm now on the staff modification side because I really want to get that extra focus player for training every single week. We're close. We're only one away, or at least I thought it was one away, but it looks like we have to complete both sides of that tree to get to the getting the extra focus player that you can purchase 3 times. But we're just gonna try to at least purchase it once. So yeah, that's something to know right there. As hold on a second, calling it quits. Who's calling it quits? Tyron Smith. He wants to retire. What happens if I tell him to retire? Is he actually gonna listen to me? Tyron Smith, you still got it, bro. I know injuries have been hampering you a little bit, but I'm just talking crazy, bro. I'm just Mike McCarthy. Don't listen to me. Okay, he just quit on us. All right, just like that, Tyron Smith is off with the Dallas Cowboys forever. Nice. And just now we got to go to the press conference and act like everything is normal. Let's build some chemistry. I actually meant to pick the other option, but I was kind of being weird and I hit that option by accident. So you see roster renegotiations. I believe this is pretty much the same. So if you try to lowball somebody, they're probably not going to take it the right way, especially when they're a star like Leighton Vander Esch. And you guys see the Dallas Cowboys obviously don't have a lot of cap room. That's the same thing in real life is reflected in Madden. So we're not going to be able to re-sign many guys, especially if we re-sign Vander Esch. One thing we can do, though, is finally purchase. Actually, no, we still can't. I think this is where I actually realized that I can't purchase the extra focus player for training every single week. So you guys see, I'm only showing the list after we do our practice, after we do our weekly training, when somebody gets injured. So I just want to show that whenever somebody gets injured, as we have a QB1 check-in. Not too sure what's happening here, but we're going to talk with Dak a little bit, see how he's feeling. How's that ankle feeling, Dak? Everything all good? We want you to steady the ship, and plus 10 morale for the entire offense. All right, cool. Without even doing anything, without even having to make a choice. Now we have to make a choice here because Zach Martin wants to retire. I was just talking about how our O-line is intact, and everybody's trying to quit on us. I don't know why, but we're going to try to keep Zach Martin around. I'm not going to tell him to retire because clearly telling somebody to retire, they listen to you. They take it literally. So let's see what happens with Zach Martin. He says if we keep losing or we just start losing a lot, he's going to leave the team. He's going to leave the NFL, which is like, damn, bro. Like, is it really like everybody's got that Vontae Davis mindset, bro? Like, what is going on in this franchise, man? As we have a prospect meeting, Sheriff McIntosh, auto-generated defensive tackle, seems to be an absolute beast. I'm not going to keep that in mind because we're not really focusing on scouting, but I'll show you guys. I'm showing you guys all the cutscenes that we encountered throughout this 2022 season, and as we simulate every single week. I don't know if I actually mentioned this before, but I'm only showing the weekly training whenever somebody gets injured. I'm not going to show every single week the XP that we get, but every time somebody gets injured, I want to show it to you guys because I am being a total totalitarian, I believe is the correct word for that, where I am going full padded practice throughout the entire season. I want to see how much we can milk this cow, how badly players' fatigue gets affected if we go full pads, going fully on for XP, not caring about health. And I also really want to see how often players get injured, especially star players. So far, we haven't really had a star player, a big name on the Cowboys, get injured. It's all been backups. Just been backups. Not really been anything too bad. And no, tell me someone else doesn't want to quit on me. I know it's Zach Martin again. He's feeling better. He's still not where he'd like to be. Like, you're kind of holding me for ransom right now, Zach. We beat him much. All right, I like the way Mike McCarthy talked to him. And Zach Martin, he's still not 100%. They say he's feeling better, but he's not. Zach Martin has dropped 6 overall. His run blocking and pass blocking power has been trash since he's thinking about retiring. Like, sure, man. Like, I don't know. Does that happen to everybody? Like, if you're playing in an online franchise and somebody says a good player, one of your franchise cornerstones says they're gonna quit if you're doing bad and you're not good at the game in an online franchise, does that mean that they're gonna quit on you? Because that kind of sucks. But one thing that's good for us is finally as we are pretty much halfway through this regular season, we have finally been able to acquire that talent tree acquisition to get ourselves the 4th focus player. You can get as many as 6 if you keep purchasing that same talent tree. But one thing we haven't really done is actually focus on our offensive and defensive coordinators. We've really only been boosting up Mike McCarthy. So, you know, that could be mismanagement. Who knows? Obviously, I have no experience at doing this. I have as much experience as, you know, Joe Schmo at doing this, even though I'm doing it right. Like, I guess I have more experience because I'm doing it right now. But clearly, do I know what I'm doing? Probably not. But I'm going to give it my best chance. And the Cincinnati Bengals are giving it their best chance. What you guys just saw was me spending a full minute at least trying to find out where you can check NFL standings when it was on the front page the entire time. You just have to hit the square button. So, you know, a shout out to me for being a genius, and shout out to practice for claiming a couple of more backups. We haven't had any major injuries. Like, Dalton Schultz might be the biggest injury because he's actually, I believe, part of the tight end rotation for the Dallas Cowboys. So we have a short week here. We have, I believe, Thursday Night Football, or this might be Thanksgiving week. Either way, Zach Martin's talking to us, so I'm assuming he's okay now, right? Like, you doing good, Zach? We talking about blah 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 and yeah. We're gonna focus on the mistakes, right? You know, beat the Raiders, don't commit many turnovers. I believe we can do that. And you see, we're looking at the head coach tree, but I'm like, you know what? We've already purchased enough boost for the head coach. Let's check out the coordinators, right? Like, I think we've done enough on this side of the ball. Plus, these head coach boosts are actually more expensive than offensive and defensive coordinator boosts. So we're going to look at what our offensive coordinator can do for us. Pass blocking by tight ends increases by 3. I'm not really interested in that. The stamina for our skill guys, I'm not even interested in that, but I'll purchase it anyways. Now, obviously, me not playing these games means I'm not really going to see the effects of these too much, but you know, I'm going to purchase these boosts nonetheless because we got to do something with our stat points, right? So we're playing the Las Vegas Raiders here. You guys can see you can choose your game plan in here. There's a lot you can do in these menus. I'm not showing it all right now. I'm trying to, you know, go through this quickly but thoroughly as much as I possibly can, if that makes sense. And we are, what, over halfway through the season right now, over halfway through the video. Zach Martin's still talking to me about short weeks. We just got 2,500 XP for our whole offense. Hey! Yo, I guess we didn't turn it over much. Nice. Unfortunately, we lost Tony Pollard in the process. Damn, at least he's the backup. And we are probably riding Ezekiel Elliott into the dirt, but it's all right because we're going to be building up our defensive coordinator now. We're going to be purchasing some defensive coordinator boosts. We got a lot of stat points, man. I believe that win against the Raiders, that really was a big turning point for our franchise, man. We're trying to make a playoff push, and we're trying to build our coordinators, and this is big for us. This is big for us. So we advance to week 13, and we have another calling it quits thing. It says RE, so I think this might be Zach Martin again. Yeah, I don't know if that really meant that, but it's Zach Martin again. He says, I'm feeling great lately, and he's going to not quit on us. I believe the Zach Martin saga is finally over. He's back to himself. He's a 99 overall now. He's getting a +1 boost, so that's good for us. A trap game coming up against the Washington football team. Yeah, we'll take care of them. No problem. Ryan Fitzpatrick, I ain't worried about that. I want to see what happens if you pick the cocky answer. So, also, Zach Martin decided that he was feeling well after we lost, and now we lost again against the Washington football team. At least Zach Martin is already committed to playing the full season. But unfortunately, we seem to have pissed off the rest of the locker room. How bad? Pretty bad. Pretty bad. When you tell the media that you are going to win, you better win, because if you lose, everyone's pissed. You see -4 and -5 overall. Like, holy cow, man. You guys did not like that answer, huh? So we have dodged the injury bug primarily this season. I feel like we're getting pretty lucky with that. Or like we haven't had major players get injured. Because I remember when I played the beta and I was like simming a season with the Giants, Saquon Barkley would get hurt in practice and stuff like that. But we haven't had many, if any, major injuries so far. Even with me going try hard in practice, going full for XP, full pads and all that, playing the starters full reps. I'm not really sure we've seen the effects of it. Now, what we are seeing right now is our Dallas Cowboys. Hurts me to say that once again as a Giants fan, but we are in a playoff race right now. A tight playoff race. I feel like we need to win in order to get in. We need a 10-7 record in order to make playoffs. So we need this weight room upgrade that we finally got enough stat points to purchase for our defensive coordinator side. Get that strength up, flex the muscles, get some dubs, make the playoffs. Sounds like a good good idea to me. So one thing you guys will notice is, well, I actually wasn't able to choose who I wanted to put my focus training on. I'm assuming that's a bug in this like early build I was playing. I hope it is, and I hope I wasn't just an idiot and I didn't realize how you could change it for focus players. But I was stuck with the same focus players throughout the entire season, but that's not really a big deal since we're not really playing the season. I'm just simming it for fun and experimental purposes. But as we are going to approach a must-win regular season finale against the Dallas Cowboys, finally, our try-hard training practices have bit us in the butt, and DeMarcus Lawrence is out not only this week, but next week as well. So if we make the playoffs, we still won't have DeMarcus Lawrence. So that is a huge loss from practice. Now, will we make the playoffs? Yes. Yes, we will. Will we win in the playoffs? Well, we're going to have to win in what looks like blizzard conditions against the New York Giants. The weather forecast is being called in the locker room right now as we are hyping up the Giants. I like to see that. And the surface is going to be slow. And yeah, it looks like that's going to be reflected in the game against the New York Giants. Now, I'm not going to play it to see what happens, but that is very interesting to see that the playoff game is going to be dictated like that by pre-existing circumstances, by a storyline. But yeah, that could be something that people really like as we purchase a big stat point upgrade right before the playoffs here. And like looking at what else I could do with these 23 points, because we need to spend this stuff, man. Like, it's playoff time. Like, running backs, you guys need boosts. Yeah, we need to ride Ezekiel Elliott, man, and now healthy Tony Pollard. Hopefully no one gets injured in practice this time around, because remember, DeMarcus Lawrence is injured, and look at this, Keanu Neal is injured. That's not good. And Michael Gallup is injured. We got a bloodbath of injuries. This is terrible timing for the playoffs. Lawrence, Gallup, all out, and Keanu Neal. And we end up dropping the game against the New York Giants. It looks like those blizzard conditions got us. And this man says he hopes to never see snow again. Zach Martin has had a whirlwind of a season. I'm glad I'm done with Zach Martin, though. Like, holy, oh, EA, frostbitten. Come on, man. You got to kick a man while he's down, so Dallas Cowboys are out of the playoffs just like that. And we can actually see coaches that got fired. How about this? Ron Rivera's fired. Cliff Kingsbury's fired. A couple of coordinators. Mike Tomlin got fired. And yeah, I think it's mainly coordinators after that. But what, 4 head coaches got fired? So I was curious, if the head coaches got fired, can you hire a Mike Tomlin? Can you hire a Ron Rivera? So I'm going to fire my defensive coordinator, and look at all of these coordinators that are now available, including Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin is overqualified to be a defensive coordinator, so I'll take him. Thank you very much. And you know what? Let's get a brand new offensive coordinator as well. Sorry, Bill. We didn't do good enough. You're going to have to kick rocks. And I believe I saw Jonathan Vilma as an option, man. Am I tripping? I swear I saw Jonathan Vilma as an option there. Maybe not, but Brian Flores looks like he was an option as well. That's a little unrealistic for Brian Flores to get fired. I really doubt he would get fired after how well he did with the Dolphins in year 1 with that squad that he had. But anyways, as you guys see, we have new coordinators. We have the stat points back that I believe we spent on the other ones, but yeah, obviously the coaching tree is completely wiped out, and it looks completely different with Tomlin and Cliff Kingsbury that we hired. So that's very interesting as we fast forward to the Pro Bowl week and we have a press conference for the Pro Bowl. I'm focused on coaching an elite talent, man. Like, I'm not cutting it loose. I just lost in the playoffs, man. I'm looking to win. And we got 5. I guess you get 5 stat points either way. I don't really know, but maybe that's just a boost for your coach for making the Pro Bowl. I don't really know what the point of that is otherwise, but yeah, that is pretty much going to do it here. As you guys see, the Kansas City Chiefs ended up winning the Super Bowl 35-31 over the 49ers. Frank Clark won Super Bowl MVP. Lamar Jackson taking home a lot of trophies. ETN winning Rookie of the Year. And yeah, that's pretty much going to do it here. As you guys see the Dallas Cowboys roster, CeeDee Lamb ended up with the dev increases during Super Bowl week, going from star to superstar, so that was pretty cool. I didn't really notice anybody else get development increases. Also, I had no breakout stories this season, which was pretty interesting. You guys saw I had the breakout storylines on, but we actually didn't get one throughout the entire season. I don't know if that's partially because I used the Dallas Cowboys or what, but you know, you guys can see the retirements, and then we're going to go to offseason week 1 free agency, but I'm not really going to go through free agency. I'm just going to end the video here. So that's pretty much going to do it. Just let me know what you guys think about the franchise mode here, what you guys think about our season with the Dallas Cowboys, how things shook out. what you guys liked, what you guys didn't like, because obviously franchise mode is going to be better, but there's still a lot of room for improvement, so definitely let me know what you guys think, could be added into franchise mode, as well as what you guys liked and didn't like. And, on that note, leave a like on the video if you guys enjoyed this presentation. Subscribe for more Madden 22 gameplays. And, eventually we'll actually be playing in franchises, online franchises, all that good stuff on this channel. And until then, I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you, as always, for watching.